It's tough right now, Hillary.
Yeah, it's not easy. All of us can sympathize because chances are most of us have been there. This is the situation where many of us anchors and reporters, we too have been without power. In fact, we had a member of the media asking DTE at the press conference today, well, what's the deal? I'm still without power. They say, luckily, that 90% of customers should be restored by the end of tonight, and by Sunday, close to 99% of customers will see the lights back on. The question is, will that materialize when we have something like 400,000 customers who still don't have power? And the question we had for DTE, why is Michigan hit so hard when all of the Midwest experienced this ice storm? This was telegraphed near Maple Friday afternoon. At the time, no lights, and without them, this bad accident happened. Artea Brown in Detroit is worried that at her intersection off 96, something similar or worse could ensue.
I stay on this end, this corner house, and then this light is out. And I was telling them, like, this light need an immediate fix because anybody could just, run in and run right into my house.
Brown is also trying to figure out how to best handle taking care of her kids in a cold house, juggling a lot.
It's real difficult with dealing with this, and their house is just freezing cold. So I'm on my way now to go to my parents' house because I end up spending the night here, me and the kids, but we wrapped up in like 8 blankets.
Brown is like hundreds of thousands of customers across southeastern Michigan. DTE says 4,200 crews are working, and about 1,000 came in from out of state to help.
Well, the first thing we focus on, of course, are emergency facilities like hospitals, fire stations, and police stations. So we focus on those circuits first. Then we go from largest number of outages to the smallest number of outages.
DTE says the culprit is the amount of ice buildup on wires and trees, which caused most of the issue.
A half-inch of ice is the equivalent of a baby grand piano hanging on the wire. So a lot of weight that ice creates on the wires. That's what was different here in Michigan. We had a massive ice band that moved through the state.
The power company also says 90% of customers should have their lights on by Friday evening and close to 99% by Sunday night.
But I'm like, okay, if it'll be on by Sunday, I've been taking off work. I have to work this weekend. I have 3 kids.
Yeah, it's difficult for so many families out there who have small children or who are concerned about perhaps the food in their fridge or their freezer. Now, DTE also says that some of this, of course, has to do with just the nature of the electrical grid. They've made a $7 billion investment over 5 years to upgrade the electrical grid itself, but they're actually calling on state officials to do something in that regard, and they say that could really help a lot. We're live in Canton. I'm Hillary Golston, Fox 2 News.
Well, it seems like they've tried a lot to cut down so many trees and tried to help with, as you mentioned, the grid or the infrastructure, but still, record amounts of people losing their power. There's still a very large problem.
Yeah, and I also had a chance to take a look at the other numbers. A member of our assignment desk compiled a few of the figures from across the Midwest. Minnesota has something like 2.3 million electric customers, and only just over 100 people are still without power. Same with other states that are nearby us. And so, the question is, why is it that it's more difficult for us to deploy? I also asked whether or not it was harder for us to get linemen in because the Midwest was dealing with this alongside us. But 1,000 crew members came in here to Michigan and are working as we speak, so that wasn't part of the issue either. Some 4,200 crews right now trying to get the power restored. So still a lot of questions about why it's taking so long here in Michigan and in southeastern Michigan, Taryn.
Right. Well, and we want to thank those workers because certainly the frustration isn't with them. Thank you so much, Hillary, for that report.
Well, we know the storm impacted several states in the Midwest, but Michigan is definitely faring the worst in terms of power outages. According to poweroutage.us, Michigan currently has nearly 645,000 people still in the dark. Illinois has just over 9,200. There are about 1,400 outages in Ohio, Wisconsin, 857, Indiana, 719. And you heard Hillary talk about Minnesota. Minnesota has just 8 reported outages as we speak right now.